Failure. The word itself carries a weight that can feel suffocating. It conjures images of missed opportunities, shattered dreams, and the harsh judgment of others, or worse, ourselves. In a world obsessed with success, failure often feels like the ultimate enemy, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if we've been looking at failure all wrong? What if, instead of seeing it as a roadblock, we viewed it as a teacher, a guidepost on the journey to growth and fulfillment? From the Stoic perspective, failure is not just an inevitable part of life, it's one of your greatest allies. In this video, we'll explore why failure is your best friend, how it can transform your mindset, and how you can use it to build resilience, wisdom, and purpose. By the end, you'll see failure not as something to fear but as a powerful tool for becoming the best version of yourself. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that life is unpredictable and often beyond our control. External events, successes, failures, and everything in between, are not inherently good or bad. What matters most is how we interpret and respond to them. Failure, from this perspective, is not a verdict on your worth or potential. It's simply an event, a moment in time that holds no power over you unless you give it meaning. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most revered Stoics, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound insight reminds us that obstacles, including failure, are not barriers to success but stepping stones toward it. Every misstep is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. When you embrace failure as a teacher rather than an adversary, you unlock its transformative power. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's attitude aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy. He didn't view his countless attempts to invent the light bulb as failures, he saw them as experiments, each bringing him closer to his goal. This mindset shift, from seeing failure as a dead end to viewing it as a stepping stone, is at the heart of the Stoic perspective. It's not about denying the pain or frustration that comes with failure but about reframing it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This simple change in perspective transforms failure from a source of shame into a catalyst for growth. One of the most powerful aspects of failure is its ability to reveal what truly matters. When things go wrong, we're forced to confront our assumptions, values, and priorities. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living virtuously, aligning your actions with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Failure often exposes areas where we've fallen short of these ideals, providing an opportunity to course-correct. For example, imagine you didn't get the promotion you were hoping for at work. At first, it might feel like a personal rejection, a sign that you're not good enough. But through the lens of Stoicism, this failure becomes a chance to reflect: did I give my best effort? Were my actions aligned with my values? What can I improve moving forward? By focusing on these questions, you shift your attention from external validation to internal growth. You begin to see failure not as a reflection of your worth but as feedback to help you become better. Another key lesson from Stoicism is that failure builds resilience. Life is full of challenges, and the ability to bounce back from setbacks is one of the most valuable skills you can cultivate. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, taught that adversity is the ultimate test of character. He believed that difficulties are not punishments but opportunities to strengthen our resolve and deepen our understanding of ourselves. When you face failure, you're given a choice: you can let it defeat you, or you can use it to forge greater strength. Each time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you're capable of enduring hardship and emerging stronger on the other side. Over time, this process builds unshakable confidence, not because you believe you'll never fail again, but because you know you can handle whatever comes your way. But perhaps the most liberating aspect of embracing failure is the freedom it brings. When you stop fearing failure, you open yourself up to taking risks, pursuing passions, and exploring new possibilities. Many people play it safe, avoiding anything that might lead to failure because they're terrified of judgment or disappointment. Stoicism reminds us that much of what we fear is outside our control. Other people's opinions, random outcomes, and uncontrollable circumstances are not ours to dictate. By letting go of the need for perfection or constant success, you reclaim your agency and creativity. You begin to act not out of fear but out of purpose. As Seneca wisely said, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." Replace death with failure, and the message remains the same: when you stop fearing failure, you unlock your potential to live fully and authentically. Let's delve deeper into how you can practically apply this Stoic perspective on failure in your own life. First, practice detachment from outcomes. This doesn't mean you shouldn't care about your goals or strive for excellence, it means you should focus on the process rather than obsessing over results. For instance, if you're starting a business, pour your energy into creating value, serving customers, and solving problems. Trust that the effort you put in will yield results, even if they don't look exactly as you envisioned. If the business fails, view it as a learning experience rather than a personal defeat. Ask yourself, what went well? What could I have done differently? How can I apply these lessons moving forward? By detaching from the outcome, you free yourself from unnecessary anxiety and maintain clarity throughout the journey. Second, cultivate gratitude for failure. This might sound counterintuitive, but gratitude is a powerful antidote to the negativity that often accompanies failure. When you fail, pause and reflect on what you've gained from the experience. Perhaps you learned a new skill, discovered a blind spot, or developed greater empathy for others facing similar struggles. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you've gained, fostering resilience and optimism. For example, if a project you poured your heart into falls apart, thank it for teaching you patience, perseverance, or humility. By reframing failure as a gift, you transform your relationship with it, turning pain into fuel for growth. Third, surround yourself with supportive people who understand the value of failure. Stoicism teaches us that community plays a vital role in personal development. Seek out mentors, friends, or peers who encourage you to take risks, celebrate your efforts, and offer constructive feedback when things don't go as planned. Their perspective can help you see failure not as a reflection of your abilities but as a natural part of the learning process. Remember, even the greatest leaders, innovators, and thinkers faced countless failures before achieving success. You're in good company. Fourth, document your failures and the lessons they bring. Keeping a journal allows you to track your progress, identify patterns, and recognize how far you've come. Write down what happened, how you felt, and what you learned. Over time, you'll notice that failure is not a sign of stagnation but a marker of growth. Your journal becomes a testament to your resilience, a reminder that every setback has contributed to your evolution. This practice also helps you approach future challenges with greater confidence, knowing that you've overcome difficulties before and can do so again. Finally, embrace the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of adversity. This involves visualizing potential failures and preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for them. By anticipating challenges, you reduce their impact when they occur and develop strategies to navigate them effectively. For example, if you're preparing for a big presentation, imagine scenarios where things might go wrong, a technical glitch, forgetting your lines, or receiving tough questions. Then, plan how you'll respond. This exercise not only builds resilience but also reduces fear, as you realize that failure is manageable and survivable. Premeditation turns uncertainty into preparation, empowering you to face any situation with calmness and clarity. Now, let's address a common misconception. Some might argue that embracing failure undermines ambition or encourages complacency. After all, isn't success the ultimate goal? Stoicism doesn't dismiss the pursuit of excellence, it refines it. By separating controllables from uncontrollables, you direct your energy toward meaningful action rather than wasted worry. Consider an athlete training for a competition. They can't guarantee victory, but they can control their preparation, mindset, and effort. Similarly, in any pursuit, align your actions with virtue and excellence, trusting that the results will follow naturally. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Failure also teaches humility, a quality often overlooked in today's achievement-driven culture. When we succeed, it's easy to fall into the trap of arrogance, believing that our accomplishments are solely the result of our talents and efforts. Failure reminds us that we're human, fallible, and interconnected. It fosters empathy, helping us connect with others who are struggling and reminding us that everyone faces setbacks. Humility doesn't diminish your achievements, it amplifies them by grounding you in reality and gratitude. Ultimately, the Stoic perspective on failure is about reframing your relationship with it. Instead of seeing failure as an enemy to avoid, embrace it as a friend who challenges you to grow. It's not always comfortable or pleasant, but it's always necessary. Without failure, there is no progress. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without adversity, there is no wisdom. By welcoming failure as a teacher, you transform it from a source of fear into a source of empowerment. So, how will you begin embracing failure as your best friend? Think about a recent setback or challenge you've faced. How can you reframe it using the Stoic principles we've discussed? What lessons can you extract, and how can you apply them moving forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're turning failure into fuel for growth. And here's the exciting part, if you'd like more content on Stoicism, personal growth, or specific themes like career resilience, relationships, or mindfulness, let me know. Your input helps shape future videos, so don't hesitate to share your ideas. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights on timeless philosophy and practical strategies for living well. Together, let's continue building lives of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. Stay strong, stay inspired. Until next time, farewell.